Hi, my name is Lorraine. I'm a junior at Claremont McKenna College. I'm studying economics and computer science. Today, I want to compare and contrast between variables in JavaScript versus Java. Specifically, I want to touch on var declarations and its scope in JavaScript versus how to achieve the same output in Java. So first, let's take a look at our example here. So in our example here, we first declare a var called length, and here we first initialize its value to 10. So this thing, what it's doing is that this var can be accessed throughout the function level of this code. So then let's take a look at the next line, which is a for loop. We see that we declare another var called index here. However, one thing worth mentioning is that var has a scope at the function level, so it still can be accessed outside of the loop. So that is one thing that is different from Java. And then every time index is smaller than length, which is 10, we know that we can increment index by 1. And then we go inside of the loop, we declare another var called inside, and then we assign its value to index. We assign index value to inside. So basically it starts from 0 and then it get incremented by 10 times, because that way is less than length. And then we print out the value of inside of the loop, and then outside of the loop we print out the value of inside again. So let's see what this piece of code does. So if we run it, we can see that it prints out 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. So it has two 9s here. The reason why is that because the first 10 things, which is from 0 to 9, are printed within the loop, and the last 9 is printed outside of the loop. The reason why it did not get to 10 is because here, this line of code only get executed by 10 times, which means that inside, the value of inside only gets set to 9. Because when index hits 9, this loop is still executable because 9 is smaller than 10. However, when index again get incremented, which 9 plus 1 is equal to 10. Index is no longer smaller than 10. Therefore, we get outside of the loop when index hits 10. Therefore, the value of inside never gets to 10. So now we will have inside which has a value of 9. So here, this piece of code really explains how var can have a scope, a function level of scope. However, we need to be mindful of the scope of the for loop as well. So now let's take a look at the same piece of code in Java. So we basically do the same thing here, initialize an int called length and then temp, and then we set the value of index to inside. However, one thing worth mentioning that is different is that we have another additional variable called int temp. So this piece of code is to imitate the function of inside, because everything declared inside of a for loop or a function cannot be accessed outside of it. Therefore, in order to access the value of inside, we need another variable that is declared at a greater scope, so that we can still access it when it's outside. So this is one thing to mention. And then another thing is that we don't have var in Java. Instead, we have int. We have different variables like integers, doubles, and also strings. So here we use int to best imitate var. So, and also we don't have log, we only have print. So here we just print out the value of inside. So what happens if we run it? If we run it, we can see that we get the same output. The reason why is the same reason, because the for loop only get executed 10 times, which sets the value of index to 9 at maximum. And then the value of index inside only gets to 9. And temp at the last time temp gets inside's value, which is also 9. Therefore, the whole thing will print out as shown here. And that's it. Thank you.